Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. Today we're focusing on the brows. I usually use an eyeshadow or a pencil. Today I'm going to use a pencil. I'm going to start off by brushing my brows. Yes, that is a toothbrush. Don't judge me. So I'm going to start by lining the bottom of my brow. Make sure that your pencil is sharp. It has a sharp tip. It's kind of pointy. It really helps when you're doing your brows to get a real clean and defined look. So I'm just following the natural shape of my brow. I don't really have a lot of hairs. Once I get towards the tail end of my brow, kind of stops right there at the tip. Now that I'm lining the top of my brow, I'm just going to form the tail end in the shape that I want. Now I'm going to start off by filling in the tail end first, because that's where it's really sparse. I don't really have any hairs there, and I want the tail end to be darker than my front so that it'll give me a more natural look. And then I am still using really light strokes because I don't want my brow to be super dark. The harder you press, of course, the more product you'll use. Now I'm going in with hair-like strokes in the front, and then kind of filling in those areas where the hair is not as full. Now I'm going to go in with my spoolie, and then I'm going to just kind of brush that product through my brows. And from here, I kind of go back and forth between brushing the product through my brows and kind of going back with my pencil to kind of line some areas that aren't as defined as I want them to be. You still want to make sure you have a good shape to your brow. Even if you don't have any hairs, you want that illusion of hairs. So now I'm going back in with my spoolie, brushing that pencil through. I do use my fingers to kind of fan that product through. And then again, I just go back and forth and kind of just define my brow with the pencil even more. Now I'm going to clean it up with concealer. Doing the same thing, lining the bottom part of my brow just as I did when I used the pencil. I'm doing the same thing with the concealer. And I'm using the Pro Conceal in Warm Honey. And I like a real clean tail to my brows, so that's what I'm doing here, just making sure that shape is even as possible. So now I'm starting at the top. I'm going in with this flat brush, and I'm using it to brush that product around the top of my brow. just following that shape that I created with the pencil. And if you want good brows, you just gotta take your time. If you're new at filling in your brows, then it's trial and error. They say that your brows will never be twin sisters or whatever the case may be, but I try to make sure that mine are close enough. I don't like for my brows to look like cousins. They have to be sisters. The best way that I can anyway. And then I'm going to use this brush to kind of brush some of that concealer into the front of my brow as I'm kind of blending that concealer into my my skin, just blending it out. Kind of just going back in with my pencil just to kind of define that shape again. And then using that brush to blend that concealer. Again, I'm going to use some of that product that's on the brush and kind of brush it through the very, very front of my brow to give it a more natural look. I want to start light and then gradually get darker towards the end. And as you see here, I'm just cleaning it up a little bit more, that shape, and filling it in. And that's pretty much it, y'all. It's really simple. Now I'm going to start on the left side and I'm going to speed up. It's pretty much the same process. This is part 1 of my Mother's Day makeup tutorial, so stay tuned for part 2. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Thank you for watching.